The Young and the Restless spoilers for December 2 to 6, 2024 are here. Next week, fans can expect Jordan to gather intel for Ian Ward. Phyllis Summers and Summer Newman ambush Sharon Newman. Plus, Christine Blair decides to help Phyllis. There will also be Nick Newman, who asks Chance Chancellor to take a big career risk. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Monday, December 2, Sharon Newman ambushed. Y&R spoilers for Monday, December 2 reveal that Victor Newman keeps his cards close to the vest. Meanwhile, Nikki Newman will prepare for her new chapter at Chancellor Enterprises. Plus, Phyllis and Summer demand answers from Sharon. Y&R spoilers, Tuesday, December 3. On Tuesday, December 3, Nick crosses the line to help Sharon. In a weekly preview clip, Nick tells Chance that even though Sharon confessed, something doesn't feel right. Nick wants Chance to look into the case more deeply. However, that is clearly a conflict of interest for Chance since he's the lead investigator. Of course, soaps never follow the same rules that the rest of us have to. Tuesday's episode will also feature Jordan gathering intel for Ian. Elsewhere, Kyle Abbott romances Claire Grace Newman. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Wednesday, December 4. Michael Baldwin's counsel. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, December 4 reveal that Jack Abbott has a proposal for Diane Jenkins Abbott. Michael Baldwin counsels Sharon with a tough decision. Also, Summer interrogates Kyle about his relationship with Claire. Y&R spoilers, Thursday, December 5. On Thursday, December 5, fans can expect Christine to reluctantly help Phyllis. Nick warns Adam Newman to stay away from Sharon. Plus, Billy Abbott proves himself to Sally Spectra. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Friday, December 6. Jack Abbott's motives. On Friday, December 6, Nikki questions Jack's motives. Victor calls Diane's bluff. Also, Kyle gets mixed signals from Summer. With Summer now free of Chance and seeing the bond between Kyle and Claire, will she once again turn her attention toward her ex? How far will Summer go to get her man? Or will it be how far will Claire go to keep him? Let's hope that the cousins' next war won't be over a guy. It would actually be nice to see Summer and Claire form a close connection. That won't happen if they are too busy clawing over a man-child, though. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of December 2, 2024? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the next 2 weeks, December 2 to December 13, reveal that Phyllis Summers will confront Sharon Newman at Crimson Lights, which will lead to Summer Newman getting caught in the drama. During the week of December 2 to 6, Phyllis will toss threats around and push Sharon to take responsibility for her actions. Soon after, Sharon will tell Michael Baldwin that she wants to forego a trial and just go to prison after pleading guilty. Of course, Michael feels like an insanity plea is the better option, so he'll do his best to convince Sharon of that in the coming episodes. Next, Y&R fans can expect Nick Newman to reach out to Chance Chancellor and seek some assistance. Sharon's confession still won't really add up to Nick, so he'll want Chance's help gathering more facts regarding this case. Jordan will do some gathering of her own as she snoops for Ian Ward's sake. However, there'll be a snag since Jordan will bump into Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott. Jordan's disguise and fake British accent may save her for now, but Claire may still be rather weirded out over his oddly familiar stranger. Kyle will ultimately distract Claire with a romantic meal, but Summer won't be happy when she spies them sitting together at a society table. That'll lead to Summer putting Kyle through an interrogation about his intentions with Claire. Summer may act like she's worried about how Claire and Kyle's involvement could affect Harrison Abbott, but will jealousy be the real problem? It'll be tough for Kyle to know for sure since Summer will send him some mixed messages about her motives. Jack's motives will also puzzle Nikki Newman in the coming episodes, so she'll have questions about his scheme with Diane Jenkins Abbott and whatever else he might be plotting. We should mention that Jack managed to outmaneuver Victor by buying up the cheap Glissade divisions that the Moustache sold off. Jack will also have an idea for Diane to mull over, so that may involve his next Victor trick. Diane will indeed help Jack with another plan to outwit Victor, who'll ultimately suspect Diane's bluffing about something. It sounds like some fun stuff is coming up as Victor and Jack keep trying to score an advantage. Back with Phyllis, she'll gain a reluctant ally in Christine Blair, while Billy Abbott clashes with Adam Newman at Crimson Lights. Sally Spectra will be part of the conflict, so Adam may have something to say about her new romance with Billy. Fortunately, it looks like Billy will keep his cool and impress Sally in the end. Adam will also interact with Sharon again, which Nick won't approve of at all. In fact, Nick will get in Adam's face with a warning about staying away from Sharon before he makes things worse. During the week of December 9 to 13, Jordan and Ian will no doubt have more shockers to deliver. Will Ian finally let Jordan have her turn when it comes to carrying out some vengeful plots? Claire and Kyle's love will continue to bloom, but forces could threaten to rip them apart. Between the drama Summer's causing and Jordan's looming payback, our predictions point to trouble on the horizon. The Young and the Restless spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring plenty of excitement, so stay tuned for updates on all the wild news and heated confrontations. The Young and the Restless spoilers update for Monday, December 2, reveals that Jack Abbott and Diane Jenkins Abbott will show up at Society, where they'll assure Victor Newman and Nikki Newman that they're happily in love. Victor will push Jack's buttons regarding Kyle Abbott before quizzing him about whether his marriage drama was all a ruse. However, both Jack and Victor will choose to keep secrets regarding their motives and power plays. Afterward, Jack will make a confession that delights Diane. In Victor's haste to sell off all Glissade's divisions, he didn't realize he was selling them to someone working for Jack. As a result, Jack was able to buy back all the divisions for cheap, so he'll tell Diane that Glissade is fully intact and not the shell company Victor wanted. Our predictions point to Victor and Jack's feud coming with more curveballs, so stay tuned for updates on all the stunning news ahead. At Chancellor, Esther Valentine will hope she can keep her receptionist job following the Newman takeover, so Nikki will insist Catherine Chancellor wouldn't have it any other way. In Nikki's office, she'll realize she shouldn't have doubted Victor's ability to score Chancellor for her, since he can accomplish whatever he sets his mind to. Nikki will show Victor her gratitude as they share a sweet moment together. After Kyle confides in Claire Newman about his lingering issues with his parents, she'll point out that Diane and Jack are nothing like Jordan. Jordan was always faking sincerity, but Claire will think Jack and Diane's love is real. Next on Monday's I and R episode, Kyle will talk things out with Diane and seem like he's starting to understand how desperate she was to save him from Victor. Kyle will ultimately tell Diane and Jack that although he doesn't condone their manipulative methods, he gets why they felt backed into a corner. In the end, Kyle will hope they can move beyond the pain of the past, so he'll accept Diane's proposal and go along with her idea to be Jack's co-CEO again. That'll bring some hugs as Kyle makes peace with his parents. At Crimson Lights, Sharon Newman will arrive to find Phyllis Summers fresh out of the hospital and sitting at a table with Summer Newman. Phyllis will immediately fly into a rage over Sharon's crimes, including trying to kill her with the crash, wiping out Heather Stevens, and framing Daniel Romalotti Jr. Although Sharon will insist she's sorry, Phyllis won't buy her remorse and will deliver a fierce threat. After Phyllis suggests Sharon better hope she gets locked up, she'll vow to go after justice herself if that doesn't happen. Sharon will agree with Phyllis about needing to take responsibility, so Phyllis will urge her to prove it by pleading guilty and serving her full sentence. Once Michael Baldwin arrives and tries to shut Phyllis' tirade down, she'll suggest Sharon doesn't need an attorney if a guilty plea is on the way. When Michael stands his ground about defending Sharon, Phyllis will once again convey how betrayed she feels. Although Phyllis will acknowledge Sharon was motivated by her grief over Cassie Newman, she won't think Sharon should be surprised that she wants justice for Daniel. Once Phyllis and Summer are gone, Sharon will tell Michael that Phyllis is right about her needing to take responsibility for her actions. Michael won't want Sharon doing something rash after a confrontation, but Sharon will insist she's been thinking about this a lot, ever since she came clean to Nick Newman. As a result, Sharon won't think she needs a trial. Once Sharon says she wants to plead guilty and head to prison immediately after, Michael certainly won't approve. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Sharon and Michael will continue to debate this in the coming episodes, so stay tuned. Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Summer Newman seems a little jealous over the budding romance between Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman. Fans saw the young woman eyeing the two during Thanksgiving festivities at the Abbott mansion, and viewers could tell she wasn't overly happy for the new couple. My and our fans can feel a Skyle versus Kyle love triangle on the horizon, but how far will Summer go to get Kyle back? I and our spoilers. Summer Newman is suddenly single. I and our spoilers remind fans that Summer recently ended things with Chance Chancellor. She couldn't get past his role in having Daniel Romalotti arrested for Heather Stevens' passing, especially in light of the suspicions around Sharon Newman. Summer dumped Chance because he didn't use due diligence to investigate Sharon, who not only ended up confessing to Heather's murder, but also Phyllis Summer's car crash, even though she's innocent on both counts. As she slowly gets over the Summer's relationship, the idea of getting back together with Kyle could come easy. Summer has never gotten along with Claire, and now that she's dabbling in a romance with Kyle, the two cousins will likely not see eye to eye. She'll be motivated to break Claire up, not only because of this jealousy, but the genuine feelings she has for her ex, and the desire to reunite her family. Y and R spoilers. Harrison Abbott would love his parents together again. As much as Harrison Abbott adores Claire, he'd love nothing more than to see his parents reunite. Fans got a sneak peek of little Harrison, loving the family time between him and Skyle at Halloween. Could Summer manipulate Harrison into helping her with reunion plans? She wouldn't outright tell him to talk to his dad, but just placing a little seed in his mind would have the little boy possibly trying to sway Kyle. She may also simply suggest more family time together, which Harrison would wholeheartedly agree with and beg his dad for. More family time would equal more Skyle time, so could this move accomplish a reunion for the former super couple? Michael Money portrayed Adam Newman from 2004 to 2009 on The Young and the Restless. The former soap star shared a career update as he expressed his gratitude during the Thanksgiving holiday. Michael Money is best known for playing Adam Newman on The Young and the Restless, which he appeared on from 2004 to 2009. Some fans miss his portrayal of the family's black sheep. They were curious to know what Money was up to these days. He shared an update about his life outside of the soap. What happened to Money? Some Y&R fans interacted with Money on X, formerly Twitter. One of his posts sparked their attention. The last time that Money acted was on the television series Truth Be Told in 2021. Money also appeared in a few episodes of ABC's The Good Doctor. Money confirmed that he transitioned out of acting and teaches theater students. He has a lot to be grateful for, especially with his job. Life has its twists and turns. These days, I'm a school teacher, Money posted. I teach theater I love my students and believe in them with all my heart. Friends and fans flocked to the comment section of his post. Many congratulated him on his new endeavor. Others shared sweet memories with the former Y&R star. "That's wonderful, Michael. I know you will turn out some very talented youngsters. Thank you for the update, and happy Thanksgiving," one fan wrote. "You were the very best, Adam. I really miss you and Billy Miller. I am so happy you have found something you love. Happy Thanksgiving," another user commented. Feeling grateful. Money was feeling the Thanksgiving spirit. He revealed that he was grateful for life and my family. He also wished his fans a happy Thanksgiving. Money then followed up with some more gratitude. Fans enjoyed his wholesome post. The former soap star enjoys living a quiet, simple life while inspiring others to pursue their dreams. One fan reminded Money that the Y&R fanbase still loves him. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Jill Abbott was advised to eliminate all stressors. The biggest stressor for Jill was Chancellor. After selling Chancellor to Victor Newman, Jill tried to explain to Billy Abbott. However, Billy raged at his mother, who looked pretty frail and grief-stricken. Could Billy's next blow-up end up causing Jill to have a fatal heart attack? Could Billy's entitled temper tantrum end up costing his mother's life? Keep reading and let's talk about what could happen next in this storyline. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Billy Abbott's spiraling. Y&R spoilers reveal that when Jill suddenly took a leave of absence from Chancellor, she kept everyone in the dark. Eventually, Billy found out that Jill was having health problems again. It seems Jill's heart issues might be more serious than she has let on. While Jill was being cared for, Billy and Lily Winters were supposed to run Chancellor together. Soon after Jill's disappearance, Billy seemed to begin spiraling. Each week, Billy just got worse, and his instability became clear. Of course, Chelsea Lawson betraying Billy probably factored into the spiraling as well. Y&R spoilers, Jill Abbott's decision. Jill recently gave Billy an ultimatum. Jill gave Billy a deadline of 3 weeks to get Lily back at Chancellor. The first time Billy talked to Lily, she rejected the offer. The second time, Lily actually agreed. As Billy was getting all excited and ready to tell his mother, she dropped a bombshell that changed everything. Jill told Billy that she sold Chancellor. Not only that, but Jill sold the company to Victor Newman. The Young and the Restless spoilers, temper tantrums and blame games. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Billy raged over Jill's decision. Billy claimed that Jill did have a choice, and what she did was the ultimate betrayal. Billy vented to Sally Spectra, and then had a proposition for Phyllis Summers. Now, Billy wants Phyllis to join him in destroying Victor once and for all. Then, during the week of December 2, 2024, Billy will once again lose his temper with Jill. Y&R spoilers, fatal heart attack. Is it possible that Billy blowing up at Jill could cause a heart attack? Will Jill suddenly collapse, and could she even die? The last time Billy yelled at Jill, she looked pretty anguished and grief-stricken. Jill's heart just might literally break, and Billy might put all the blame on himself. How will Billy ever forgive himself if something like that happens? How much more trauma can Sharon withstand on The Young and the Restless? Plenty, if it means it allows Sharon Case to give one fabulous performance after another. November 2024 Performer of the Month. In November, there was a breakthrough. Of course, Sharon doesn't even know it yet. Crazy Aunt Jordan and Ian Ward are the puppet masters who designed Sharon's descent into madness. Meanwhile, Sharon confessed to murdering Heather and framing Daniel, and now she's out on bail. She also thinks she ran Phyllis off the road. Michelle Stafford's Phyllis has been on a one-woman mission to bring Sharon down. She knows that her narrative is the right one, more so after the accident. Being laid up in the hospital won't stop her from making sure the entire world knows she was right and Sharon was completely in the wrong. Stafford continues to be a fierce force of nature with each episode. Meanwhile, Lily Brooks O'Brien's Lucy returned home toward the end of November and instantly provided warmth and comfort to her family, who had been going through the ringer. But throughout Heather's murder storyline, O'Brien has shined left and right. Finally, Peter Bergman's Jack Abbott has nothing to do with this Heather story. Yet the Jabot CEO had a busy November. Jack had to pretend to hate Diane to teach their son Kyle a lesson and get back at the mustache, aka Victor Newman. He had to act like he hated his wife to everyone who would listen. Finally, he and Diane came clean, which ignited a whole different sort of drama. As usual, Bergman excelled. But once again, Sharon Case pulled off the win for the 4th month in a row. It's difficult not to root for Case when the show continually asks her to make viewers believe in her character's struggles and her pain. What Sharon's going through is dark, and it's difficult to watch her experience trauma after trauma, especially when you know there are outside forces working against her. And you know what? Case makes us believe Sharon every single time. In November, her confession to Nick was brutal, but it had to be done. She needed to let someone into her fractured psyche. She's convinced she's guilty of murder and of running her nemesis off the road. Also, she is guilty of framing Daniel. She has done dark things. However, her mindset is finally getting to a place where she accepts her crimes and wants to pay for them. Poor Sharon, but congrats to Sharon Case for earning the top spot again. The Young and the Restless never fails to serve up electrifying twists. In a similar fashion, the CBS soap brought Amy Lewis after ages with a fresh face of Valerie Pettiford. Again, her return didn't feel short of drama this time, as she spilled some juicy beans on her family history. It turned out she had a child with Nate's father. So who's this mysterious half-brother, and where has he been hiding all this time? The Young and the Restless, Mystery Man awaits Nate. The Young and the Restless fans were dying to know about Nate's elusive half-sibling. Enters Josh Griffith, Y&R's executive producer and head writer, to drop some interesting hints. He teased that this storyline will play out with an interesting dynamic in an exclusive Soap Opera Digest interview. After all, the man in question is still in the dark about his father and half-brother. Now for the cherry on top. Griffith couldn't stop talking about how attractive the new guy is. I can guarantee you that the brother is very handsome, Josh said. However, don't let his look fool y'all because he might have some schemes up his sleeve. Griffith added, there's a double handsome whammy twist coming your way. Could this mean Nate's half-brother is as dashing as he is? Or is there more than one surprise for us? If he turns out to be Nate's spitting image, Sean Dominic will end up taking on a dual role. Or maybe Y&R might introduce a fresh face into the ongoing drama. Scene. I love working with her. Furthermore, fans can't help but wonder if the Hastings family has even more hidden members lurking in the shadows. The suspense is deliciously unbearable, right? Meanwhile, the actor portraying Nate since 2019 couldn't stop lauding Valerie Pettiford for her performance. We get it, Scene. She's so iconic. I love working with her. Absolutely. Wait till you see these scenes, revealed Dominic. And you have to agree that most brilliant actors make others shine in their presence. Similarly, Scene feels his performance shines through when he shares the screen with the ever-charming Valerie. With chemistry like that, it's no wonder fans are hyped for what's coming next. As Amy gears up to ask Nate if he's ready to meet his broski, the suspense is higher than ever. Will this reunion go smoothly or stir up even more drama? Share your theories in the comments below and tune in. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Heather Stevens' loved ones are still grieving a tough loss. Heather's sudden demise came as quite a shock for Daniel Romalotti Jr., Lucy Romalotti, and everyone else who cared about her. Although Sharon Newman has confessed to causing Heather's grim fate, fans have info she's not in the loop on yet, which is that Jordan and Ian Ward are the ones behind what happened to Heather. However, Y&R has an opportunity to offer up an even bigger twist, which could deliver news that stuns Genoa City. Is there some way that Heather could still be alive? Ian talked to Jordan about an identity swap that made her prison escape possible. It sounds like a lookalike is serving Jordan's sentence for her, so that's an interesting potential clue. Since Ian's resources apparently include access to doppelgangers RS, we have to consider the possibility that he could swap other identities too, like Heather for an imposter who died in her place. After all, Heather was very much alive until Sharon blacked out. When Sharon woke up, Heather was deceased on the floor with a head wound. But what if it wasn't the real Heather? There's a chance that Jordan and Ian brought a Heather lookalike to her apartment, where they killed her while kidnapping the actual Heather. It'd be smart for Ian and Jordan to have a hostage to use as a bargaining chip, just in case their plans go wrong down the road. Once things inevitably fall apart for Jordan and Ian, will they deliver a big surprise and reveal that Heather is being held captive? Ian and Jordan might promise that Heather will never be found, unless they're allowed to make joint escape with plenty of money. It would be an exciting twist that could undo a lot of heartache for those closest to Heather. It would certainly be nice to see Daniel and Lucy get their family back, so maybe they could still reunite with Heather if she's alive thanks to an identity swap shocker. In October, Vale Bloom told TV Insider that she was a huge fan of Resurrection, and added that the fun part about soaps is experiencing things beyond your wildest dreams. If Bloom is open to the idea of Heather being resurrected, then maybe we should keep the option in mind too. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jordan and Ian have more secrets to reveal, so stick with us for more predictions on all the drama and updates on any curveballs to come. Young Connor is just like any other child in the real world. He really does want to see his birth parents together as a happy family. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that luckily for him, his grandfather, Victor Newman, has taken notice of how happy he was seeing his parents together at the recently held Thanksgiving meal. We won't be surprised at all if the mustache ends up deciding that this togetherness needs to become more permanent. Unfortunately, Adam and Chelsea are not currently planning to get back together. The Young and the Restless spoilers confirm that Chelsea has repeatedly rejected the idea of dating Adam Newman. However, things could change rapidly on that front if Connor and Victor started to push Adam and Chelsea towards each other. Victor has very recently witnessed Abby and Devon's beautiful wedding ceremony. He realized how happy the couple was to get their happily ever after finally. This could lead him to believe that playing a part in Adam's happily ever after could repair their father-son bond, too. Since the festive season is right around the corner, he may start laying the groundwork and play Cupid. Mr. Newman already believes that he knows what's best for his children. Thus, we may start manipulating Adam, Connor, and Chelsea to think about repairing and reuniting their family unit. Moreover, it is not like Adam and Chelsea don't have feelings for each other. If that were the case, they would never have felt the electric pull towards each other. Their chemistry is fire. Perhaps Victor's pushing may make them stop fighting their destiny and their desires. Besides, Adam's relationship with Sally and Chelsea's relationship with Billy is gone forever. So there isn't really anything standing in their way except their own inhibitions. Do you think Victor's wedding trap would help Adam and Chelsea get over said inhibitions and finally walk down the aisle happily? Tell us in the comments. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Christmas in soaps usually involves some kind of crisis. In the past few years, it seems mental health stories play out on screen along with a Christmas miracle. With Billy Abbott's losses mounting and his quest for vengeance increasing, could he be headed for a mental health catastrophe? If so, who will come in and save Billy? For some reason, I don't think it will be Sally Spectra or Chelsea Lawson. Keep reading, and let's talk about what could happen next. Trigger WAR9G. there is mention of suicide below. Keep that in mind before continuing to read. If you feel triggered or need help, call 911. Lie and R spoilers reveal that Billy tried everything to prove himself to Jill Abbott. However, when Billy fired Lily Winters, that's really when he started to spiral. It just seems to get more intense and worse as the weeks go on. Jill gave Billy an ultimatum. At first, Billy couldn't get Lily back on board. However, Billy tried to convince Lily a second time and won. Unfortunately, it was too late. While Lily was making an agreement with Billy, Jill sold the company to Victor. Lie and R spoilers, Billy Abbott's rage. Billy completely blew up over the supposed betrayal. Jill told Billy that her health and life are at stake. Jill had to eliminate all stressors in her life, and a big one was the company. Jill had to make some tough choices, and she made them. Instead of just accepting it and being there to enjoy Jill while she's still around, Billy pretty much spat in her face. Jill's stress has multiplied, which can't be good for her heart. The Young and the Restless spoilers, going after Victor Newman. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Billy's losses keep mounting. Billy went to Jack Abbott out of desperation. However, Jack turned Billy down as well. With nowhere to really go and nothing left to lose, Billy has proposed an idea to Phyllis Summers. Billy wants Phyllis to join him to take down Victor together. However, when someone has nothing left to lose, that puts them in a very dangerous situation, as well as everyone else around them. Lie and R spoilers, Christmas suicide and miracle. If Billy attempts to go after Victor, it will fail terribly. It will be another catastrophic loss and humiliation for Billy. Fans might recall that Chelsea had a suicide crisis, one that Billy saved her from. Could this Christmas, Billy face his own suicide contemplation? If so, who will save him? While Sally and Chelsea both care about Billy, I actually think his savior will be Victoria Newman. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Eileen Davidson is one of the busiest actresses in Hollywood. She stars as Ashley Abbott on Lie and R and has starred as Kristen DeMera on Days of Our Lives. She's also been a cast member of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, which is in its 14th season. Eileen is missed on RHOBH, and one of the show's regulars want Bravo to bring her back. Earlier this week, Kyle Richards told Watch What Happens Live that she'd love to see Eileen make a comeback on the show. Here's what to know. The Young and the Restless spoilers, RHOBH is missing a star. After Kyle's comments, DailyMail.com asked Eileen what she thought. She said, "That is so kind. I love Kyle, and it's nice to be missed." An insider told the outlet that it's within the realm of possibility that Eileen comes back, but season 14 only just started airing, so Bravo isn't even looking at casting right now. They added, but the door is certainly always open when it comes to bringing back old cast members, especially when it comes to someone like Eileen. Lie and R spoilers, Eileen Davidson was on RHOBH. Kyle's comment on WWHL was in response to an audience member asking who she'd like to bring back to RHOBH. She said, "You know who I've been thinking a lot about lately, Eileen," and Andy Cohen responded, "I love Eileen." There you have it. Two of the biggest names in the franchise are on board with Eileen coming back. Lie and R star Eileen Davidson clarifies RHOBH rumors. Eileen was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in 2014 for season 5 and stayed on for 3 seasons. She left after being offered a supporting role for season 8. When she debuted, fellow DOL soap star Lisa Rinna was also on. Eileen made guest appearances in seasons 8 and 10. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Will Eileen Davidson return to RHOBH? On the show, Eileen became close with Erica Jane, whose ex-husband, lawyer Tom Girardi, was found guilty of embezzling millions of dollars from his clients. and she feuded with Kim Richards, Brandi Glanville, and Lisa Vanderpump. The young and the restless actor Peter Bergman, who is best known for his role as Jack Abbott, recently opened up to Soap Opera Digest about his character and some of the most important moments he's had in his 35 years in Genoa City. Keep reading below for everything you need to know. The young and the restless star Peter Bergman looks to the past, the present, and the future. Peter told the publication he never would have thought that he would have made it this far back when he first began playing Jack Abbott in 1989. He said, "I was convinced I could relocate my family from New York to Los Angeles because there seemed to be more work out here, and that could make this job last for 6 months. We had recasts on all my children that just didn't work. There were not too many replacements who lasted long-term. And so I kind of felt that I was going to be one of those, that 6 months later, they were going to say, no, let's just kill the character. And 35 years later, here I am. It's just amazing, unbelievable." Peter also admitted that the Jack you see today is definitely more cunning than the Jack that everyone remembered back in his early days. He said, "The real truth is, before Cliff Warner, I was often cast as the rich kid accomplice to the murderer, the spoiled, rich, privileged scion to some business leader. Those were the roles I was cast in a lot in theater, and so making that switch from Cliff to Jack was easier than most people would have assumed." The young and the restless spoilers. What's next in Genoa City? There were parts of it, though, that were challenging because I did have a predecessor, Terry Lester. I had a guy that was here before me who was well-established and well-liked, and so I was surrounded by Jack Abbott experts left and right. Every person here knew more about Jack Abbott than I did, and they had a way they imagined Jack being that I didn't want to play. I'll give you an example. Thanks for being a reader of Celebrating the Soaps. We are so glad you're here. Drop us a line with your thoughts on this story below. And as always, don't forget to come back right here for all the latest news on your favorite Hollywood stars and members of the British royal family. The young and the restless spoilers reveal that Adam Newman just may be the one to discover exactly what is going with Sharon Newman when he discovers his old partner in crime in his town. The young and the restless spoilers, Ian Ward is a free man. The young and the restless spoilers indicate that Jordan Howard has been complaining since day one about having to go out and do all the dirty work since she is a fugitive. After all, Ian Ward served his time and now he is officially a free man. Why can't he go out and do some work on his own since he is after the Newmans too? Ian may have convinced everyone that he was rehabilitated. We all know he isn't, or he wouldn't be working with Jordan. Ian has a score to settle, and he is growing very impatient with Jordan's progress. Eventually, Ian is going to decide to get out of the motel and see how the city has chanced since he has been away. My and our spoilers, Claire Newman runs into Jordan Howard. The week of December 2 to 6, Jordan will bump into Claire Newman and Kyle Abbott. Jordan could be afraid that Claire will figure out who she is and push Ian to do his own dirty work from now on. After all, she has a score to settle too. This is supposed to be a joint project. Ian could finally decide to get out and manage to be spotted by someone, such as Adam, who may have an epiphany about Sharon's issues. Nick Newman has told Adam to stay away from Sharon. However, if Adam figures out that Ian is the problem, that may just ruin any plans Nick has for being Sharon's hero. The young and the restless spoilers, Adam Newman finds the answers. Adam knows Ian pretty well, and he knows that he's back in town for some sort of revenge. This could also lead to Adam discovering exactly what is going on with Ian and him getting captured as well. After all, Ian or someone has been messing with Sharon for months. Sharon's medication certainly has not been what it should. The GCPD has not managed to get anything right about this case so far. It is pretty bad when the victims are the ones solving their own cases. However, Adam may pick up right away on what Ian is doing. Perhaps Adam will be the one to stop Ian and Jordan and end up saving Sharon as well, and everything can go back to normal in Genoa City. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Jordan Howard is donning a disguise again, as prodded by Ian Ward. He's the mastermind in this double villain arc that's recently begun. The return of either dark character would be enough to electrify Genoa City, Wisconsin, and its fans on the other side of the screen. But the reveal showing Zenk's newer bad girl and Wise's classic bad guy was soapily invigorating. Jordan and Ian loathe Victor Newman because he bested them. However, their original torture victims were Claire Newman and Nikki Newman, respectively. It stands to reason that those ladies working together at the re-established Chancellor Project are most likely to discover Jordan and Ian first. Assuming that happens, will Claire and Nikki facilitate game over scenarios? My and our spoilers. Welcome back, Colleen Zenk. Daytime is not about bliss in the sunshine. How many episodes would fans watch if Claire was still Eve, she was never stolen at birth, and met her beloved grandmother in Chancellor Park for a lunchtime coffee? Victoria Newman's and Cole Howard's daughter should have been in their lives since she was born. But Jordan convinced herself that Victor was responsible for her sister, Eve Howard's death. Kidnapping Eve and turning her into Claire against the Newman family was a decades-long process that nearly resulted in multiple intended deaths. But Claire broke free from the mind meld and should be the one to put a stop to her great aunt once and for all. Zenk is, without a doubt, one of the most memorable recurring characters in recent Y and R history. Devoted soap fans are familiar with her enduring and endearing run as Barbara Ryan on the beloved steamer As the World Turns. Those viewers and newer daytime devotees are loving this great actor's return. Despite multiple nominations, she never won a Daytime Emmy Award. She's aiming hard for it now. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Welcome back, Ray Wise. And then there's the other great actor, Wise, who reprised his role after not being seen in GC for years. One of the industry's arguably all-time great character actors of his generation, Wise won a Daytime Emmy in 2015. His indelible performances left a resonating impression. So the sight of the man who was assumed imprisoned forever, or should have been, was stunning. Sure, viewers suspend belief when thinking that Ian was jailed. They also did the same when Jordan and Ian discussed his free man status. On the other hand, she was broken out of jail by him in an identity swap. Like Claire, Nikki should be the character who takes Ian down permanently. The Young and the Restless spoilers. Will Claire Newman and Nikki Newman end villain stories? The implication in the subject header is intended. Will Jordan and Ian meet their ultimate fate on this earth at the hands of Claire and Nikki? While any character can return from the dead, meeting a seeming demise would seem the better creative choice in both characters' regard. Both have been to prison and got out, so sending them back would leave a large suspicion gap and replay what's been done. Jordan and Ian didn't want petty revenge in their last assaults. Together, they are aiming to end the Newman family. Preventing that outcome will likely mean a unique response. Viewers can only consider possible outcomes considering how reckless Zenk's and Wise's characters are. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Sharon Newman's current storyline has brought some mixed reactions from fans. Some viewers are fed up with Sharon's wild behavior and feel like the show's taken her too far down a destructive path. However, other viewers are just happy to see Sharon getting some solid airtime in a front-burner story. For the longest, it felt like all Sharon did was dish out free therapy and serve up coffee. Of course, Sharon still serves up coffee at Crimson Lights despite all the criminal drama, which brings us to the most outrageous problem in her storyline. Why on earth would people who hate Sharon and consider her a monster still be visiting her place of business? Following Phyllis Summers' hospital release, she'll end up at Crimson Lights with Summer Newman on the Monday, December 2 episode. When Sharon unsurprisingly walks in the coffee house she owns, Summer and Phyllis will lash out like they own the place instead. It can't be that hard to find a decent cup of coffee and baked goods elsewhere in town. It makes no sense for Sharon's haters to visit where she works and complain when she shows up. During the December 2 episode, Summer will basically start panicking and telling Phyllis that they need to keep their distance from Sharon. If staying away from Sharon is the goal, then why come to Crimson Lights at all? This obviously isn't the first time something like this has happened. Even back before Heather Stevens' grim fate, Sharon was having heated showdowns with Daniel Romalotti-Jourdaut and Lucy Romalotti at Crimson Lights. There have also been occasions when Daniel would sit across the room and give Sharon the stink eye while he downed another cup of her delicious coffee. It just seems nonsensical for these people to keep coming back when they know it's going to unleash their Sharon temper tantrums. We get that Y&R has a limited number of sets, but it would certainly be better if these run-ins happened in the park, Society, the GCAC, or anywhere else besides Sharon's coffee house. Still, there's an easy fix if the show takes advantage of those sets instead. Of course, Sharon is contemplating a guilty plea that would land her in the slammer, but you can bet Michael Baldwin will fight hard to talk her out of it. We'll see if Michael can keep Sharon free for more face-offs, whether it be these ridiculous ones at Crimson Lights or confrontations elsewhere. Regardless, Sharon isn't to blame for eliminating Heather or running Phyllis off the road, so our predictions point to Nick Newman helping to crack the case of Jordan and Ian Ward's involvement. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some stunning Sharon news is still to come, so stay tuned for updates on where things will go from here. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Heather Stevens' loved ones are still grieving a tough loss. Heather's sudden demise came as quite a shock for Daniel Romalotti-Jourdaut, Lucy Romalotti, and everyone else who cared about her. Although Sharon Newman has confessed to causing Heather's grim fate, fans have info she's not in the loop on yet, which is that Jordan and Ian Ward are the ones behind what happened to Heather. However, Y&R has an opportunity to offer up an even bigger twist, which could deliver news that stuns Genoa City. Is there some way that Heather could still be alive? Ian talked to Jordan about an identity swap that made her prison escape possible. It sounds like a lookalike is serving Jordan's sentence for her, so that's an interesting potential clue. Since Ian's resources apparently include access to doppelgangers R Us, we have to consider the possibility that he could swap other identities too, like Heather for an imposter who died in her place. After all, Heather was very much alive until Sharon blacked out. When Sharon woke up, Heather was deceased on the floor with a head wound, but what if it wasn't the real Heather? There's a chance that Jordan and Ian brought a Heather lookalike to her apartment, where they killed her while kidnapping the actual Heather. It'd be smart for Ian and Jordan to have a hostage to use as a bargaining chip, just in case their plans go wrong down the road. Once things inevitably fall apart for Jordan and Ian, will they deliver a big surprise and reveal that Heather is being held captive? Ian and Jordan might promise that Heather will never be found, unless they're allowed to make joint escape with plenty of money. It would be an exciting twist that could undo a lot of heartache for those closest to Heather. It would certainly be nice to see Daniel and Lucy get their family back, so maybe they could still reunite with Heather if she's alive thanks to an identity swap shocker. In October, Vale Bloom told Insider that she was a huge fan of Resurrection, and added that the fun part about soaps is experiencing things beyond your wildest dreams. If Bloom is open to the idea of Heather being resurrected, then maybe we should keep the option in mind too. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Jordan and Ian have more secrets to reveal, so stick with us for more predictions on all the drama and updates on any curveballs to come.